Okay, this is where it gets weird, okay? It's story time with Mr. Steve. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna read books, I don't know how to play this. We're gonna have a lot of fun, it's story time! Theme song! This is a remarkably clean room for a teenage boy. I'm suddenly doubting the validity of this whole book. At this point in the story time, we are joined by my daughter, Bella. Now, Bella, at this point in this bizarre Canadian story, the boy in the book is a teenager, and yet the mom is sneaking into the room at night, picking him up and rocking him to sleep. So I'm assuming that it's going to be okay for me to come into your room at like 1 a.m., pick you up, and rock you to sleep. Am I correct in that?
No.
That's a 100% yes. I know what you're saying. You're saying, no, that's not okay. That's perfect. And I am absolutely fine with you coming into my room at 1 a.m., crawling across the floor, looking up over your bed, picking you up and rocking you to sleep while singing a cheesy song.
No.
No, it's happening. That teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew. He grew until he was a grown-up man. I am a grown-up man now. I eat sausages. And I care about my car. And I pay taxes like a man. I smell like a man. Smell my manly musk. He left home and got a house across town. Now, across town. Now, where we live here in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, across town, that's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. If we're talking, like, Phoenix, that's like an hour and a half. We're talking L.A., that's like a 2-hour drive. Also, if you look real closely here, Football Cat had football kittens. Okay, this is where it gets weird, okay? But sometimes, on dark nights, already this is weird. It's like, oh, she doesn't do it on really bright, sunny nights. She waits until dark nights. This night is too bright for me. Better do it 2 days from now when the dark is supposed to be extra darky dark. But sometimes on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. She's driving across town on a dark night. This is already pretty weird. If all the lights in her son's house were out, so she's waiting. She's doing a stakeout. She's waiting across the street late at night. My son seems to still be awake. I better wait a few hours. Ooh, that's a good cup of joe. Oh, he's brushing his teeth. We are now being joined by another one of my teenagers, Amber. Hi, Amber.
Hello.
So I'm assuming it's going to be okay for me to, like, drive up to your house, wait till all the lights are out, break into your bedroom window, crawl around the floor, and then hold you and rock you to sleep. I'm going to assume that's all right. Yes?
I'd prefer...
You'd prefer if I didn't crawl, if I just immediately picked you up and started rocking you. That's what you're going to say?
Prefer to not have my house broken into.
Okay, look. She ties a ladder to her car and drives across town. And she waits until the lights in her son's house are out. She's going through the window.
Yes.
Okay, take that as a yes. Also, if I can go back for a few pages. But at nighttime, when that teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, and looked up over the side of his bed. So I'm assuming it's also going to be okay for me to, like, come into your room and, like, 1 a.m. You'll still be awake. So 4 a.m. and just pick you up and hold you and sing a song. Okay, your options are either yes or super yes. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she opened his bedroom window. And if it was locked, it's okay. She also brings a brick so she can... She opened his bedroom window, crawled across the floor, which is weird because the bed's right next to the window, so I'm assuming that what the grandma does is she climbs up to the second story of her son's house, breaks the window open, and then does like a Captain America parkour flip over the bed to the floor, and then I guess just crawls around the floor in a circle for a couple of hours just to familiarize herself with the house, the layout. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why she crawls across the floor if the bed is right next to the window. That doesn't make sense. Seems like some sort of a mistake, but what do I know? I'm not Canadian. And looked up over the side of his bed. Guess what, 30-year-old son? It's Mama! If that great big man was really asleep, and it actually says that, if that great big man was really asleep, I'm assuming that he's like the Big Show then. If that great big man was really asleep, she picked him up. Because again, it's totally fine for like a 60-year-old woman to pick up a great big man. Because again, remember, she was bitten by a radioactive spider. She picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang this song. I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. At this point, maybe she thinks, she thinks her child is too much of a baby. Back off. Talk to the hand. Talk to the Canadian hand, because the Canadian face just don't understand. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. This book is magical, and let me explain why. This book has the magical power to make moms cry. I worked at a bookstore for almost 20 years, and this is what happened. People would come up and they'd say, hi, do you have that book? First off, they never knew the name of the book. People never knew the name of the book, so they would always say, do you have that book where the mom sings to the son, and then the son sings to the mom? Or maybe they'd get, do you have that song, I Will Love You? Do you have that book, do you have that book, I Will Love You all the time? So then I would say, yeah, I know what book you're looking for. Let me take you over to the book. And then they'd get the book, and they go, oh, okay, thank you. I'm just gonna read this. Thank you, sir. And then they'd do this. It reminds me of my Caleb. So, it's a magical book. It makes people cry. I have no idea why, because it's the weirdest book in the world. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. One day she called up her son and said, hello, yes, I would like 2 large cheese pizzas. Could I get that stuffed crust? Oh, wait, it's you, son. Oh, I totally meant to call you. You better come and see me, because I'm very old and very sick. So her son came to see her, but not until he finished washing those mushrooms in the sink. Also, I guess R.I.P. football cat. So her son came to see her. When he came in the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. Ah! My back! But she couldn't finish because she was too old and too sick. So the son went... Oh, my nose is killing me. So the son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is a common occurrence in Canada. Rocking your grandma. I heard Grandma wants to rock! He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he did it, he sang this song. Grown up man, sing song. I will love you forever. Taxes. I will like you for always. Music from the Eagles. As long as I'm living, golf. My mommy you'll be. Texas. When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs, 'cause someone put glue on them. I wonder why I'm stuck on the top of these stairs, he wondered. Meow, 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 it wasn't me, said the suspicious cat. But why didn't you tell me you had another cat? This is my favorite part. Then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping, and he went into the room and, what is this very new baby daughter doing here? I've never seen this before. Wow, this is very new. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked him, he sang this song. I'll love you forever. I bought my sweater at a JCPenney. It was on clearance. I'll like you for always. What do you think of my hair? I'm wearing 9 pounds of hair gel. As long as I'm living, which should be for another 45 minutes, my baby you will be. Texas. And that's the end of that weird story. Yay! I hate that story. I hate that story so much. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know why everybody loves it. And that's the end of that story. I hope you guys like that. Hope you guys like that story time. It was less of a story time and more of a sort of deconstruction of a classic book. We hope you liked part 2 of this story time. Be sure and check out part 1. And be sure to like and subscribe and all of those things. And also, don't forget to consider donating to my Patreon, because you're watching part 1 over here, and then you're watching part 2 over here, but my patrons on Patreon get access to the entire half-hour story time. And there's a lot of things that I left in, a lot of jokes that they get that you don't get. If you want access to the full video and the full Mr. Steve, you got to donate to my Patreon. Be sure and check that out. We will see you later, guys.